Before we get into everything wrong with Kingsman the Secret Service, I regret to inform you that the original video has been taken down due to a copyright claim. Yay! To avoid a copyright claim of our own, we've replaced many of the clips used in this video with still desaturated images. We've also replaced some of the original audio. I hope this doesn't retract from your enjoyment of the video.
Are there seriously not any guards outside this door right now?
Jeremy sensed the fact that there are no guards out of the room, but normally 3 guards inside the room with automatic weapons is enough.
And then Lancelot, who is doing all this on his own, doesn't kill the obvious bad guy at the door right away.
Don't get me wrong, this guy playing Lancelot is a very capable actor, and he makes a brilliant secret agent. But having seen him in Coupling doing the things that his character does, it is very hard to take him seriously as a secret agent.
Steve! Breasts! Breasts!
What's that? This is just a fun romp and it doesn't need to be taken seriously. Okay then, fair enough. No sin.
And wow, the baby really knew when to start crying to put an exclamation point on this horrible situation.
Because babies never just start crying out of the blue for little to no reason. Oh wait.
Are you mental, cuz? He just get that lot to do you?
I don't know about you, but if I go into a pub and see a whole bunch of people I hate sitting nearby, I don't drink in that pub. But hey, any way we can introduce characters in a really slipshod manner is fine by me.
Also, when I'm out in public talking with my friends about people who just happen to be nearby, I try to do it as discreetly as possible by saying things like, "Hey, look at that guy in the red hat," rather than just flat out pointing at the people I'm talking about. And I would make sure to be especially discreet if I knew that those people were nutters who would beat me up. So in short, this movie manufactures a conflict by having a character do something that no one would really ever do.
Also, Harry will totally not amnesia dart these guys because he needs them to tell Eggsy's stepdad about the fight and conduct an elaborate test to examine Eggsy's loyalty.
Okay, so the majority of viewers won't notice this, but I can tell that after you said the word "and," you stopped recording and then started a new recording for the rest of the sentence. I can tell because only recording half of a sentence at a time so I don't have to memorize a whole sin is something that I do sometimes. So for that, +1 very hypocritical sin.
20th Century Fox logo, overload.
Overload? Really? There are like 4 on screen, and they're tiny.
Damn, how many rolls of paper towel does this damn kitchen need?
Jeremy acts like 2 rolls of kitchen towel is ridiculous! Who could ever consume so much rolled up paper? No, seriously, there are only 2 on screen. Apparently that is worthy of a sin for being too much. Who knew?
And this one on the dispenser has the towels facing wall first, and I f***ing hate that.
You know what? That was pretty funny. I'll take off a sin.
Those idiots who call themselves politicians have buried their heads in the sand and stood for nothing but re-election.
Is this guy a bad guy or simply right?
Whether or not Valentine's views are right is irrelevant. The thing that makes him a villain is the fact that he is killing people to enforce them.
You know what? If not for 50 Shades of Grey, I would not be noticing overly large panda art. But here I am, noticing overly large panda art in yet another movie, and I'm sick of it.
This movie had panda art in it, that movie had panda art in it, and that's a sin.
Unless the plane is simply hovering, which we know it ain't, this chick somehow finds her teammates and is able to catch up to them in no time, even though the plane was probably several miles ahead of the original drop point.
The use of not the metric system is worth a sin.
I guess all the product placement in this movie is a joke, which I'm totally fine with. What I'm not fine with is the rich asshole serving McDonald's to his rich clients. I mean, even as a joke, how does he expect to woo the right people with this shit? Also, f*** you, McMovie.
You acknowledged that was a joke, but then immediately afterwards added a sin for it anyway.
When I was a kid, that was my dream job. Gentleman spy.
I think I know why he never became one, considering the Kingsman's recruiting standards. Did I just read racial subtext in a not-so-serious spy flick? Well, I guess that's a sin on me. Oh, and the movie.
Why? You know what, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I think CinemaSins videos would be greatly improved by the addition of something that allows Jeremy to point something out without sinning it. You know, like a comments counter or something. But then again, Jeremy sinning things that don't need to be sinned is like half of my content, so you know what, maybe just stick with what you got.
Pen surgery.
You know, sometimes I wish you would just go ahead and not show us a part of a movie. You know, if that part of the movie includes something like a guy's neck being sliced open with a pen. You know, there are some things I would just rather not see unexpectedly.
Also, seeing all these soldiers makes me realize, after Valentine executes his plan, who's going to do all the dirty work so that these rich people can continue living their lives in a rich manner? Maybe there's some subtext there, but no one calls him out on it. I mean, it's not like all the people who do the jobs of the world are going to be around.
It's almost as if this guy committing global genocide hadn't entirely thought everything through, which is weird because people who commit genocide are normally so sensible.
Okay, but when they save the day later, how are there not still hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of dead people from this global rampage?
The movie never tells us that there aren't millions of dead people from that global rampage.
Man, anal sex. Could be said that the end of this movie got downright cheeky, am I right?
Also, a graphic image of a pen being inserted into a guy's neck is fine, but a naked butt, better censor that shit. Remember kids, it's fine to show something like gore, which is known to make a lot of people feel nauseous, but showing them something that might slightly arouse them, that's crossing a line. And I know you might be there saying, but YouTube has guidelines against nudity, but nothing against gore. But actually they do have guidelines against violence, which is kind of the same thing. Plus, to qualify as nudity worthy of censorship, the clip would have to show either genitalia or nipples, which it doesn't show. And that brings us to the end. And you know what? Kingsman is a fucking brilliant movie. By no means is it beyond criticism, but it is fantastic. Sure, there are some weak plot elements, there's some stuff that doesn't really make sense, and there's some stuff that's kind of ridiculous. But when it comes down to it, it sort of doesn't really matter. This movie is a fun romp, and it is excellent at being a fun romp. It was hilarious, it was feel good. I mean, if you've seen it, that moment when Eggsy drives the car fucking backwards to bonkers, that was just fantastic. I absolutely adored this movie, and honestly, the sequel can't come soon enough. And it's not even part of an already established franchise, which in this day and age is almost unheard of. So that was that. If you're interested in more content from me, check out the annotations on screen, or if you're interested in listening to... I fucked up. You know what? Fuck it. That's the outro card now. Deal with it. Oh, and also here's some music.